I'm going to take this old shovel that I found and turn it into a nice, useful tool again. So stick with me and I'll show you how I did it. Okay, so as you can see, the wooden handle here is it's been out in the weather for some time, and the wood is dry, and it's checked in quite a few areas here. So what I want to try to do is I want to get this all smooth, and you can't probably see in the video here, but there's still a considerable amount of varnish or polyurethane that was sprayed on this from the factory, or actually they dipped these in the polyurethane. Want to get that off. I don't like tool handles, wooden handles with polyurethane on them. I think it's harder on the skin than just a linseed oil finish, plain wood. It's much easier to actually take care of it when it's got no polyurethane on it, because you can recoat it with the linseed oil as the wood needs the moisture or the oil. So what I'm going to use is I have a Stanley number 151 spoke shave, and this will take a lot of this uneven finish off. Now if you don't have one of those, these are only available, or these, I should say they're only available, but they're available on Amazon. They're under $20. They're really good. I believe they're made in the USA, but the iron is made in Sheffield, England. So it's going to hold a really good edge. Anyway, if you don't have one of those, you could use a sander, but you got to be real careful with a power sander. It's going to want to sand flat spots on it. You want to try to keep this as round as possible, the shape that's most efficient to not give you blisters. So let's get started with taking this wood down and cleaning this up, bringing it back to where it was when it was brand new. You can see it's a little difficult, a little challenging to hold this. I don't really want to clamp it on the wood because I don't want to put any dents in it that I have to work back out later on. This is just going to clean it up nice. Yeah, it's already got a nice smooth finish. You might have to go the opposite direction depending on the grain, how it fights you, because sometimes it wants to chatter and give not so nice of a finish when you go in the opposite direction. So you have to work with that depending on the wood. That's what's great about working with wood. It's kind of a even though it's dead, it's still a living product. So you're not going to get this perfect. I mean, it's a flat blade on a round piece of wood. It's going to have facets to it, but those are going to be a lot easier to deal with sandpaper. You'll be able to knock those high sides down with some good sandpaper, and then you just go through the grits, and you'll get down to a nice. I like to use 220. I like to sand to a 220 finish. I think that's more comfortable on my hand. This is not the first time I've done this. I've I've replaced 5 or 6 of these wooden handles. I prefer the wood rather than the fiberglass. I like the way it looks, and I like the weight. Okay, I'm all done with the spoke shave here. And it came out pretty good. It's all cleaned up. Now I think what I want to do is tackle the nasty part here. And you know, for those of you probably saying, well, why would you spend the time to deal with some old shovel? Well, what else are you going to do with it? You going to throw it out? Because it's really not usable the way that it, you know, the condition that it's in. So it also, you know, these things can be a lifetime tool. And you know, we're not using this on a job site every day where it's just going to get abused and worn out and then discarded when it's really bent and beat up. This is a residential type shovel. This will outlast a person's lifetime. So it's not worth throwing it away to get something else that is a piece of plastic or fiberglass or whatever. So I'm going to clean it up. It's going to look nice and it's going to work well. I'll fix some of these dents here, sharpen the edge, clean off the rust, put a little paint on the shank here, and it's going to look nice hanging in the garage too when I'm done. Plus, it's also going to be, you know, a lot more usable than what it is now. So, one of the things that I like to use on rusty metal like that is a wire wheel cup. This will get into all these grooves and nooks and crannies and such. You can also use a flap disc. Let's see here. You can also use a flat disc on a grinder. This is a little bit more aggressive than the wire wheel. So you got to be careful with this. This will remove a lot more material. And then also you can use like a regular wire brush on a handle and a sander with like an 80 grit paper on it. That will work also. Or you can just use hand sandpaper to clean it all up. You're going to have to probably use hand sandpaper on the shank here to even it all out when you finally get it to a point where it needs to be painted. So let's get started with that, and I'll take you through it. Okay, so interesting little find here. I couldn't see it when all the rust was on there, but it is a true temper, USA made, and part of the number is worn off there, but that's always nice. All right, I've got a rotary tool here, and there's some rust down in there. I'm gonna just try to get it out. It's not critical, but if I can get it out, I'll get it out. Clean that out pretty good. looks nice. Just keep on applying this. I would suggest maybe once a day for a week. Can't hurt to even put it on the steel parts. All right, guys, well, there's the final result. As you can tell, turned out pretty good. Handle's nice and smooth, and not gonna give you splinters or anything like that. So I just want to thank you for watching, and if you have any questions or comments, leave them down below or send me an email. And I appreciate you watching. We're gonna have some more videos coming up pretty soon, so look for those. All right, we'll catch you on the next one. See ya.